So, I guess this is a good place to do this, I think. I don't know. I'm at a bank. See, that is Bank of America right there. I heard that they are a member bank of the Federal Reserve System, which means that they supply credit to the Federal Reserve, who is obviously made up of member banks, but then literally, legally is allowed to print money. Physically print money. Not just like on the computers like fractional reserve banks do, but physically print money. They literally get sheets of paper, print that shit, and cut it up into little dollars. And that's these motherfuckers right here. Or, you know, they're part of that corporation, basically, that organization, that institution, that quasi-public, quasi-private institution, as they say. I don't think a lot of people understand money. Like this right here, most people don't even understand how this shit works. And that's a problem, because just look at it like this. If there's motherfuckers that are creating money, they can literally just print it. They're legally allowed to print it. And I'm going to take some shortcuts here, but if they're allowed to do that, and they can just take that money, go to the market, and buy your labor, then you're basically a slave to them. That's just literally how it goes. Like I said, I skipped some steps, but if that was, okay, the steps in between are the bank creates money, hands it to other people who are supposed to pay it back and pay some interest on top, but those other people can go to the market and buy your labor, which again is like slavery. And if they do it right, some people say, oh, well, they're going to pay it back, so it's no big problem. It's like, it is a problem, because these banks just keep making money, making it, fractional reserve banking. They only have to hold like 10% of what they loan out in reserve, so they can 10x how much money they actually have. They increase the money supply. That causes inflation. That causes the value of the money to go down. So people who are saving their money lose value. It's not a really. Let's be honest. The U.S. dollar and other currencies around the world are just poor monetary products. Bitcoin came out recently, and it has a finite amount of Bitcoin that will ever be mined, and it's slowly, progressively reaching, that point. I think it incrementally feeds out less and less as people actually mine it and process the transactions. That right there, that's a way better monetary product, because it's not going to devalue with more and more coming out, and increasing supply. The US dollar and other currencies that are just printed like crazy, that have fractional reserve banking going on, where they can 10x the amount of money that they have in reserves, and just, it's crazy. It's crazy inflation. You look at the value of the dollar over the last 100 years, it's just nothing. It's nothing now. It's like, it's a joke of what and that's what they do. And then they just keep printing it and spending it. Like the government is a borrower of money. That's the dumbest thing about the government. The government could just literally print money and spend it. They did it during the Civil War, greenbacks. But now they gave the freaking Federal Reserve, which is a privately owned institution, the exclusive right basically to print money, and then they borrow it from them and go in debt, and then they tax people to pay the interest on that debt. Instead of just printing the fucking money debt free, you don't even got to tax people. But they do that. It's like, y'all are fucking insane. And they want to say some shit like, oh, well, if government just printed money, then hyperinflation would occur. They just print money like crazy and spend it, and then the dollar would be worthless. What the fuck do you think they're doing anyway? They're just doing it while going to debt like fucking idiots. And here's what they're going to do. They're going to do that, keep creating money, borrowing it, crazy insane debt. Doesn't even matter. Debt is like a joke. It doesn't even matter. It's fucking, at some point, after printing so much fucking money and spending it, basically trading this fucking shit that they create on a fucking computer or on some literal fucking printer paper, they will take that and go to the market and buy up all this fucking resource. They will hire you to fucking do this, do that, build a highway. Okay, the highways kind of benefit us, but they'll send you to war, to go fight a war for their fucking profits, for the lobbyist profits. You know what I'm saying? After fucking doing that for so fucking long, printing all this fucking money and buying up all this fucking resource, the value of the dollar will be worthless. The value of any currency will be worthless. It'll be fucking nothing. Just like I think it happened in Zimbabwe. Like, motherfuckers were wheelbarrowing fucking wheelbarrows full of money to buy like a loaf of bread. That's the level of inflation that occurred. And that's what they do. They inflate the currency to oblivion. And then when that happens, one, you could pay back the debt pretty easy because $1 trillion is barely worth a loaf of bread now. So I was like, all right, here, I'll trade a loaf of bread. We could pay back $1 trillion on the fucking national debt. No problem. Okay, that for one. But two, they'll just create another fucked up ass currency that they can fucking do the exact same thing with. Print, go to the market, siphon resource, and they'll just do it over and over. That's what I call like I don't know, it's like a cycle. They've been doing it forever. Or not forever, but they've been doing it for quite a while. Civilization's only been around for so long, okay? Monetary systems have only been around for so long. There's a history of that. But these motherfuckers have been doing that. They've been, oh, well, fuck it. I guess we fucked this one up. Let's go fucking do the next one. And all they do is print the fucking money, go to the market, siphon resource. Dude, it's like a vicious cycle. Fuck that shit. It's not only a shitty monetary product, a lot of this money, it's exploitable. It is an exploit in and of itself. It allows these motherfuckers who create the money to literally just siphon resources out of the economy. It's literally like a fucking backdoor fucking black hole where the fucking productivity of society is just being sucked out into whatever the fuck these motherfuckers want. They print the money, go to the market, buy your labor. You are a slave to them. I think people need to understand. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't seem like they understand. There's some fundamental shit about money. Money can be anything. As long as all it is a medium of exchange. It's an intermediary good. That's what I like to call it. You trade what you got, like your labor or something you created, a product or something, for that so you can go trade for something else. All that needs to happen for anything to be money is some other people to be willing to accept it and trade. If there's a group of people willing to accept something, you know, for trade, for what they produce or whatever, then you have a market. When you have a market, you can trade whatever the fuck you got for that money, because there's a whole bunch of people that will trade what they got, and you go to all those people that are willing to accept that and trade that money, whatever the fuck it is. It could be anything. It could be freaking dog poop. You know what? It can, if they really wanted to, but that would be kind of dumb because we know there's an exploit there. That would be a, pun intended here, a shitty monetary product. Anyway, back to the story. Look, it can be anything. Anything can be money as long as there's a group of people that are willing to accept it and trade, because that's what creates that market. You want to trade what you got for something else. If there's other people willing to trade that money, whatever it is that people are using as money for their products, then you're good, because you can trade what you got for that money and then go trade with all the people that want to accept it. That's a market of, that's like a specific market that uses money. And kind of in the world today, there's these geographical political markets with each country having their own currency or whatever. So if you go to this country, you got to trade for their currency, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have to be like that. You can transcend political boundaries. Those are just made up boundaries. It doesn't matter. If people are willing to trade what they have for anything, okay, let's just say any money right now, then it's good. It's good to go. And that can transcend any artificial boundary, whatever. You know, people can straight up barter, trade anything for anything. But what usually makes money is that it's kind of this uniform type of good that is fungible, which means you can break it down into increments. It's usually portable, kind of small, or just like, you know, digital even. And hopefully it's not, you know, an exploit. Like I said, hopefully it doesn't have, you know, it's not leaking value with more and more being created, stuff like that. Or just there just being an abundance of it. So yeah, I mean, there's certain parameters that, you know, anything that people want to use as money kind of should follow if people are smart. And that's what I'm saying. Like, these motherfuckers that are just printing money like crazy, that is a shitty monetary product. Nobody if there's a free market of money, just like if you go, there's a free market of vehicles. You see this one's good, nice, built, solid. It's a workhorse, man. It's ready to go. You go see some piece of shit fucking thing falling apart before it even gets on the road. You're like, fuck that one. I want this one. It's the same thing with money. If there's a free market of money, you say, look at that one. That one's a piece of shit. This one over here is good. That's what the fuck we need. People need to understand these parameters of money to fucking make a positive choice on what the fuck to use. And then the fucking shitty shit gets obsolete, fucking dies, fuck it, disappears, whatever, and we're using good fucking products. That's a free market of money. That shit's good. That's fucking perfect. And that's what the fuck we need. We don't... What we have right now is kind of like socialistic money, except it's fucking privately owned. It's like, fuck, it's a money monopoly. That's what it is. The market for money is monopolized in any given geographical area. In fucking the United States, the US dollar. And these motherfuckers want to try to outlaw other types of money. It's a fucking money monopoly. In any other business, if there's one producer of cars, and that's it, they say, okay, you can't do that. There's anti-monopoly laws, antitrust laws, whatever the fuck. You can't do that. Money is no different. Money is a product. It's a financial product. There should not be a fucking monopoly on money. It's just what it is. Damn, I'm good, man. Fuck, I'm a genius. Okay, anyway, excuse me, I just had to give myself some props here for just explaining this whole thing in a fucking quick ass rant while I'm sitting in front of a bank fucking chilling. Okay, anyway, what else? Anything else? No, yeah. Anything could be used as money. And really, people can accept different types of money. You own a business, you want to trade your product, look, you might trade for this type of money because you know that, you know, the thing that you want, you know, is over here with in this market where the person that has it, you know, will accept that type of money. You want something else, and you know, somebody else has, you got to trade the type of money they want, you know, get that. So you can accept different types of money. I mean, that's just how it goes. You want to buy something from China, like I said, you got to exchange the currency to even buy something over there. Usually, I mean, they could accept different currencies, but it just depends. It's just trade. That's what you got to do to get what you want. That's, you know, you produce something, you want to get to what you want to consume or whatever. You trade what you got for the intermediary good. That's why I call it intermediary good, because it can be anything. It can just be a good. It can be anything. The history of money, there's been crazy shit that's been used as money. There's fucking used to have fucking seashells and shit like that. Anyway, trade what you got for the fucking whatever intermediary good that you know that whoever has what you want will accept. It's just boom, boom, boom. I mean, it's a two-step deal. That's all it is. Two-step process. And it's simple. And then there's a supply and demand function that affects the value of that money. Like I said, there's a market for any type of money, like with the amount of people that will accept it as money. The bigger that is, the lower the supply of money. Usually the higher the value will go. And really, there's what I call a relative value. The higher, like I said, the demand for that money is, you know, the more deals people, I mean, I guess the bigger the deals people be trying to make for it. So if there's a limited, finite amount of money or supply of money, and there's people trying to trade their goods and services for it, people offer more and more goods and services for the same, you know, increment of money, you know what I mean? And thus, those increments of that type of money will go up in value relative to goods and services. You know, they'll be worth more goods and services because there's more people offering goods and services, making deals to try to get their hands on it because, you know, there's a finite supply and there's a, you know, increasing demand. And that is the opposite of inflation. It's not quite deflation. I mean, you could maybe call it that, but instead of the value going down with more of a supply coming in, supply is finite, increasing demand, value goes up. And the people that are saving in that type of money will be rewarded because the value is going up. They're holding on to an appreciating asset. That is a fucking good monetary product right there. Those are the parameters right there for a positive monetary product. That's what people need to know. And there should be a free market of money where people can shop around and say, fuck that one. I'm not going to do business in that one. Hold on to it while the fucking value is leaking out the back door. Fuck that shit. I'm going to hold on to this shit right here. Finite supply, increasing demand. It's an appreciating asset. Fuck yeah. That's it right there. That's so simple. We know how to do that with cars or any other fucking product. Shoes. Fucking doesn't matter. You say, that's a shitty product. That's a good one. I'm going with this one. The market chooses. The market fucking rewards the good fucking products and fucking says, fuck the shitty ones. And the shitty ones die. The shitty companies that produce the shitty products die, or they change up and compete with the good products, make a better product, whatever the fuck they got to do to survive in the market. If they ain't gonna fucking do that, they don't deserve to be in the market. That's fucking simple. That's supply and demand. That's fucking basic economics. Economics 101 competition. You get a better fucking product, better fucking value, whatever the fuck, you know, in this competition. That has to be a free market of money. When there's a money fucking monopoly and they say, oh, there cannot be any other money, you're going to get the shittiest fucking product because there's no other options. And then you say, oh, well, this is what you get. And that's basically like socialism. It's a fucking money monopoly. It's a monopoly. We know in any other market, if there's a monopoly, these motherfuckers can create the shittiest product, but if they're the only supplier, you have nowhere else to go, you're gonna fucking buy it and they can shoot the prices up like crazy. It's a fucking monopoly. That's the last fucking thing we need. That's why we have shitty monetary products right now, because there's no fucking competition. It's the same exact supply and demand function as there is in any other fucking market with any other fucking product. People need to understand that shit. Anyway, I think I'm done explaining that. I think I just went over the key points here, and that's all I gotta say for now. I'm gonna leave it at that. Hope you fucking understand. Hope this did some fucking good shit in your brain. I'll talk to you motherfuckers later. Peace.